Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. Happy Wednesday. I, once again, am starting the vlog later on in the week. I actually filmed an intro clip yesterday and then proceeded to just like not film for the rest of the day. So I just thought, you know what, scrap it. We're gonna start over. And I thought I could take you around with me specifically today and show you my daily routine, show you what a day in my life looks like. And I could also show you the food that I'm eating. So many of y'all have been requesting what I eat in a day. Today seems like a pretty good day to do it because I already know exactly what I'm gonna eat because I made my little weekly menu last Sunday. And this is a really good day because I'm hitting my protein goal, hitting my fiber goal. Obviously that's a goal for every day, but it doesn't always happen. Frankly, that's okay. Like, we're not perfect, we're not robots, and I don't expect anyone to really hone in on every single macronutrient and get everything balanced perfectly. If you can, you're incredible, but that's just simply not my journey at the moment. It's Wednesday, like I said. I went on my walk already, got back, took a shower, like I do every morning, because there's one thing about trail walking, you will get disgustingly sweaty and also really dirty. My legs were so dirty that I had to wash them, which is not something that us white people tend to do, but I did in fact wash my legs. Also, I think I kind of forgot to mention, you might be able to see it back there. Before I went on my walk, I had a Fairlife protein shake this morning because that's just what I had, and I had 30 grams of protein to start my day. I think there's other macros in there, of course. They're so low that I don't really care. I'll put them on the screen, how about, so you can see what is included macronutrient wise for that. Around 10:30 is when I am all ready to do my makeup. That is what I'm doing right now. I was also catching up on comments for this, kind of like in between showering and doing this. Sometimes you just want to like sit after doing a lot of physical activity. You just want to be kind of lazy, and so that's what I did. But I have been enjoying this because some days, honestly, before I like took on 75 hard, I was putting on my makeup at like, oh, I don't know, 3 p.m. and just like really being sluggish in my day. So anyway, I started off with sunscreen. As you should. I wear the Beauty of Joseon sunscreen on my walks, but then I like wash my face in the shower and then I use this after, like under makeup. That's just been my routine lately. I don't know if it's actually the best combo with this particular foundation, which is the Revlon Luminance one, but I feel like I get a little too dewy as the day goes on, but I think that's a good problem to have when you have dry skin like I do. Genuinely love this foundation. I kind of want to try it with some other sunscreens as well, but just overall, it's a good one. I'm also going to do some reading. I have a lot of books checked out from my library. I feel like I say this every week, but I do, and some of them return pretty soon to the library, so I thought it could be fun to read some of those together. One of which is a romantasy book that I honestly have never heard of. I think it's called like Dawn of Onyx. The second book on a list for a list video, and so I was like, you know what, fuck it, I'll just read the first book while I'm here. Like, I'm not gonna read a series out of order, but sometimes if a book is on a list and it's like book 3 or 4 in a series, I just like will skip that book. I'm not gonna force myself to read a whole series, you know, before I do a list video. Anyway, I thought I would make the sacrifice and read this one. So I think I'm gonna read that in this here video, along with some other stuff, I guess. While I am finishing up my makeup, I can kind of tell you what I have been reading. Picked up a new audiobook while I was on my walk, but yesterday I ended up finishing Indigo by Beverly Jenkins. It was a long one, but I have to say that's probably one of the most deeply romantic historicals that I've ever read. If you are looking for something, it's just going to make you feel a whole host of emotions, pick that one up. Okay, so the book itself, if you're curious about, you know, the background or whatever, is about our main character, Hester, I believe her name is. He calls her Indigo, so like in my head, she just is Indigo, but I believe her name is Hester. She is a part of the Underground Railroad, which is so fucking cool, is trying to help other escaped slaves in Michigan, where she lives. And she, as a part of this, ends up helping another like notorious conductor on the railroad named the Black Daniel. I don't even know if he's a conductor on the railroad. I actually think he just like steals slaves and brings them up north, which is so badass. He is a French man whose actual name is Galen. He is a man from kind of the New Orleans area, I believe. Just such an incredible character. Like, he's so real and so, I don't want to say flawed, but the thing I liked most about this book is that both characters feel like real people. And sometimes when I read a historical romance, because the time period is so far detached, it's hard sometimes to relate to the characters, except for the fact that they're falling in love. In this book, both characters feel so real. You can see their flaws as the book kind of unfolds. You can see how stubborn they are, and he's that guy. He is that guy. The way that he kind of comes into contact, if you're curious, with Hester in the first place is that he is like injured when he is trying to help some people out. So she kind of nurses him back to health. In this process, he like very much falls for her. He thinks she is the most beautiful woman he's ever seen, and she kind of rebuffs his advances because she's a virgin, which they say often. He doesn't want to get into leagues with this guy, like no matter how great he is for Black people and things that he's doing for Black people. She's kind of like, you know, he's a player. Technically she is engaged, so it's an engagement out of convenience rather than like true love, but you know, she's not really trying to play with this guy, but he decides that he wants to pursue her, and he does. I don't want to say aggressively, but yeah, like he's not playing around. He's going to pursue this woman, and I just found that so romantic. I absolutely loved it. It's a scene at the end of this book. I thought the book was over basically, and I was like, this was a sweet book. I like it. And then the last scene of the book happens, and I'm just like, fuck me up. Spared absolutely no expense at making this guy like everybody's street man. He's like, you know what? You might not love me, and you might not want to have sex with me or marry me, but I will buy you a big ass emerald necklace. And like that silk that you saw in a shop and said it was too expensive, I will buy it. I will get it made into a stunning gown, and I will send it to your house. I'm not saying that gifts are everything, but for me, as gifts are my love language, it was just so romantic, and it goes beyond that too. It's not just the gift giving and that sort of thing, but just, I love this book. I'm not doing a very great job at explaining just every bit of how amazing this is. It's really great, and I think the increased page length gives you the opportunity and the time to truly understand the characters, to truly love them, and to truly root for them. Because I think had this book actually been truncated, which a lot of people have like said in their reviews, oh, it should have been shorter, I don't think that we would have loved the characters quite as much. I don't think we would have loved their journey quite as much. I just love this book. It was so good. 5 stars. Absolutely so good. Probably one of the best books that I've read all year. And then right now I don't know how far into Klara and the Sun, and I don't know what the fuck I thought this book was. It's not that. It's a book about AI, kind of. AI, artificial intelligence, not like AI as we know it, I guess, not like computer AI, but there is a character named Klara. She is one of these like automated friends. I don't know actually like what the AF stands for, but she gets adopted, I guess, or taken home by a girl, and this girl's life is interesting, and she tells Klara before she takes her home, just so you know, like, my life's a little weird, and I don't know if it's just weird to me or if it's just weird in general, but I'm just letting you know that. And Klara's like, okay, whatever, like, I'm just excited to get out of the store that I've been sitting in for a while, and we get Klara's point of view for quite a few chapters before she gets like taken home. It's interesting. Klara's like owner, I guess, I don't even know, her companion is a little girl who is tutored at home, like doesn't go to school with a bunch of her peers, and she has kind of an interesting relationship with her peers and with her mom, who I think is a single parent. And it's interesting viewing things from the eyes of Klara, because we don't get the full context of everything because we're in her shoes and like looking at things through her eyes. So things that should be maybe obvious to us and or should be better explained just aren't, because we don't know. Why isn't this little girl's like father around? Why is she being tutored at home when all of her peers are in school? Like, it's just it's a weird one, and I wasn't really expecting it. Again, I don't know what I thought this book was when looking at the cover, but I don't think the cover really leads you to believe this is going to be a book about like artificial intelligence. But I enjoyed Annie Bot, so I'm curious to see what I think about this one. I'm listening to this one on my walks. I'll probably update you like through the video on how I'm listening to that one and enjoying it, because I think I'm gonna reserve that one for my walks. It really helped me with my walk this morning for some reason. I was really invested, or at least interested at the very least. And then I of course stopped doing my makeup as I'm talking to you, mostly because, can I just say, doing eyeliner while walking is not the easiest. Yeah, I'm gonna pick something else for us to read like during the day today, but I'm gonna finish my makeup, and then I'm gonna bring us into the bathroom to do my hair so I can show you what that looks like as someone who exercises all the time and is constantly having to fix his hair. Let's do some hair, shall we? Have a pretty similar routine every day with my hair, unless it is freshly washed. I don't wash my hair every day even though I exercise. I'm so sorry if that's gross to you. I just can't be bothered. Keeping my hair in the bun keeps sweat kind of a little bit at bay. I'm not having a ponytail like on my neck, and I also think it helps keep any sort of stink away as well, which, you know, we want our hair to smell as pleasant as possible when we are exercising super regularly. So this is what it looks like when I take my hair down. It's not absolutely terrible, but you can just see that there's pieces that are really creased and crimped, so that is what we are focusing on mostly. And I'm also gonna throw a little bit of dry shampoo in it as well. I use the Tap Secret I Do Care dry shampoo on my roots. I take a hairbrush. I have one hairbrush that I use for dirty hair. That's the one I'm using to kind of run the dry shampoo through my hair. I do not like the feeling of dry shampoo on my fingers, so I try to avoid touching it if I can, you know, beyond just like kind of cursory parting my hair. Brushing helps a lot. It helps to get rid of some of the creasing, but for me, it's like still not enough. Also, my hair looks super frizzy, kind of not very pretty because it's so fucking humid outside, and I'm hoping that will dissipate as colder weather starts rolling through. But I'm basically in the trenches with my hair at the moment, but it's fine. I feel like I've managed to find ways to make it look decent, so this is what we're working with so far. Got a long way to go before we look good. I like to kind of smooth some of the top of the hair, get rid of some of the creasing kind of near the top. And yes, I do at this point heat on my hair every day. If I'm not exercising, I do not use heat on my hair every day because I don't need to refresh it. If I am, you know, sweating and my hair is crimped and creased, I am going to use heat tools to style it. You know, I think it's great that people are doing like heatless curls and all that stuff. Like, that's great for them. I don't think that the amount of heat that I use on my hair is really impacting the quality of it. My lovely hairstylist has never made any comments about the quality of my hair, and I frankly just don't give a shit. This honestly is like half the battle, and you could probably actually stop here if you wanted to and just like weren't really feeling the rest of it, but I don't know. It's like, it looks fine, but I kind of want to refresh my curls. I wouldn't say I refresh the curls down here as often, but you know, today I'm feeling it. Today I'll show you the full Monty. I grabbed really large chunks of hair because your hair kind of has memory a little bit, at least mine does. It does keep some of the curl in my hair, some of the wave in my hair, and this just kind of like refreshes it, smooths it, has it looking a little bit less frizzy. So that is why I am going in with a curling iron. I use a 1-inch curling iron from Hot Tools. If you're someone who has kind of fine hair that's hard to curl, the smaller the barrel, the better. And while these other curls do their thing, I'm just gonna start kind of brushing these with my fingers. Look at that. I mean, hello. We look like we just, you know, got out of the shower. Well, not got out of the shower, but like this is like freshly, beautifully styled hair. Little do other people know that it's not. It's actually, when did I wash my hair? Sunday night? And today's Wednesday. And I use the Triple Sec 3-in-1 finishing spray. I should probably, in addition, use hairspray on this portion of my hair to kind of tame the flyaways, but I'm feeling lazy and my hairspray is actually still upstairs. So bonus is that this smells really, really strongly and really good. Any of that outdoor scent will not be sticking around as long. This side doesn't look quite as nice because I didn't let it cool for as long, but I just don't give a shit, so. Ready to take on the day? Let's go make some brunch. Welcome to the kitchen. The lighting in here is like not super great from this direction, but we are making a breakfast quesadilla. Let me gather the ingredients and show you how we're gonna make this. So these are our base ingredients, and I am also going to grab us a food scale. Food scale is so underrated when it comes to weight loss. I don't know if you've ever tried to count calories or macros before, but the easiest way to determine whether you're eating the proper serving size is to measure things in grams. Almost everything that we purchase in a store will have as its serving size something that says like 3 tablespoons and then in parentheses grams. Every measuring spoon, every measuring cup is going to differ. So using grams is a more accurate way of tracking your calories. And also just like sometimes things don't say like tablespoons on here. Like you'll open up a chicken tender package, right? And it'll say something like 2 tenders is serving size. If you actually look at the grams associated with it, you could grab 2 tenders that are like way bigger than what the actual serving size is, if that makes sense. So I like to measure things with my food scale. It really doesn't take that much more time when you're cooking things. Like I'm already pouring things into a bowl. I'll just pour it into a bowl on the scale. So that is how I like to operate. I have this trusty dusty one. I also use this to like measure out my cat's food. That's another great way to use this. But it's the Ozeri food scale. I'll link it in the description. It's not very expensive. First things first, we're going to measure out our eggs. So I use a combination of egg whites and whole eggs, and I'm not doing very many eggs today because I'm putting this in a tortilla, and I don't think that like 2 whole eggs and 2 servings of egg whites is going to fit in this tortilla. So I'm going to shake this like it recommends. Then I am going to put 46 grams egg whites into this bowl. All right, perfect. I'm just going to crack 1 large whole egg. Don't weigh eggs. You don't need to weigh eggs. They're actually kind of already weighed for you. If it says it's a large eggs have a standard of which they are supposed to kind of be measured up against, so you don't need to measure your eggs. All right. Tastes like normal eggs. It's a little bit runnier than regular scrambled eggs. So if you like really hard scrambled eggs, egg whites might not be the best solution for you, but I really love them because they just up the protein so much. Like the macronutrients on this, again, it says it over here. Carbohydrates, 0, awesome. 5 grams of protein and 25 calories. A whole egg is about 72 calories. A whole large egg is 72 calories and about 6 grams of protein. So for a lot less calories, a good amount of protein, you can add this to your eggs to create a more balanced and filling meal without a lot of calories. So I'm using a non-stick pan to cook my eggs, and controversial maybe, I'm not using any oil to cook my eggs. It's totally fine if you want to use some butter or some oil to cook your eggs, but I'm also going to be adding cheese and stuff, so they're going to have enough fat associated with them. If you do use your oil, make sure to measure out your oil. You don't necessarily need to do it in grams if you don't want to. A tablespoon of olive oil is like around 110 calories or so, and it's a little bit less, I think, for butter. I like to use butter with my eggs if I am using cooking oil, but it's also kind of a small quantity of eggs, so I don't really need to, again, use a ton of oil. And then the other thing that we're going to do is measure out our black beans. So let me show you what black beans I'm currently using. These black beans are the reason that I enjoy beans so much. I always knew I liked black beans, but I didn't really have a good way of seasoning them at home. Like I feel like I find them at restaurants that are just like full of like slow cooked flavor. Anyway, these Bush's Taco Fiesta black beans are amazing. They have a mild chipotle sauce. There's corn, there's peppers, there's I think bacon in here as well. Vegetarian and vegan friends out there, this probably isn't friendly life for you, but I love these. They are very well seasoned and flavored, and I can get about 3 different servings out of a can because on the back it tells me that, but it's 130 grams per serving, and I will just spoon out the amount that I need from this container because I used these a couple of days ago for a breakfast bowl. All right, and for the black beans, you can either reheat them on the stovetop or put them in the microwave. I like the microwave because I'm lazy. All right, now it's time for the assembly. We are going to put the black beans, some American cheese, and some eggs on this Carb Smart tortilla. When it comes to things like tortillas, you don't need to weigh them. You just look at the nutrition label on the back as to, you know, your macronutrients. You can track them. Also, most trackers have barcode scanners. You can just scan the barcode. Obviously, make sure that whatever the scanner says matches up with what you read on the back of the package. Sometimes, if there's new iterations of foods, so like Fiber One brownies, when you scan the barcode, often the calories are too high for what the brand is actually saying that the brownie is. So it's like they found a way eventually to like bring the calories down, but I guess it just like didn't update in the system. We're gonna make a quesadilla. Also, I will say I think Oaxaca cheese would probably be better. This is just what I have, and I use the extra thin American slices because it's a little overwhelming to have like the full thickness cheese for me at least. Also, I think I've said this already, but this is my first time making this iteration. I normally just do a bowl with potatoes. This looks really good though. Then we're gonna put it in our pan. Okay, well that was a little bit of a fail trying to get that out of there. I made a freaking mess. It's fine. We're back in business. I haven't actually cleaned up back there. I'm gonna do it after I eat. What I'm learning is that if I'm going to do something this wet in a tortilla, I should probably make it a burrito instead of a quesadilla because everything is trying to like slide out of this tortilla. One pro tip, if you are going to use these low carb tortillas, is to griddle them in some way. They taste better. I can't describe it. I don't understand the science behind it, but they just taste better a little toasted up. So let's go ahead and take a bite. Oh, those black beans are good. If you're not a vegetarian or a vegan, let's give these a try. Like, you're gonna probably thank me because they are just so damn tasty. You can get them at Target, or H-E-B if you're in Texas. I think they sell them at probably most grocery stores because Bush's is pretty ubiquitous, but these are good. I'm probably gonna have to like go back and spoon some of these black beans back into my tortilla and or use my fingers to shove them back into my tortilla, but it's fine. I'm gonna eat this and I will report back. Also, here are the macros for this if you're curious. Debating on whether I want to show the calories for things because if you add them all up, you'll know how many calories I'm eating. It's not a secret, but I also don't really need people like judging how much or how little I'm eating. I'm satisfied with it and I feel like that's all that matters, but macros. It may or may not include the calories. All right, friends, I just got done with reading sprints and I need a snack. And by snack, I mean I need second lunch or pre-workout meal. I don't know what we want to call it, but I'm making my little snack wrap. And I'm gonna be honest with you, it's not that aesthetic, and I actually forgot to get lettuce at the store, so there's gonna be no greens on this. It's gonna be world's saddest snack wrap. It's gonna be a tortilla, some Parmesan cheese, some ranch, and some grilled chicken breast. But you know what? It's gonna hit the spot, and I'm excited for it. So let me go get the ingredients and show you what we're making. Back with my handy dandy knife that I've had since college that I should probably throw away because it's shitty, but I still have because I don't like getting out the big like knife roll that Hayden has. Hayden cooked me this piece of chicken a couple of days ago, and I've just been like cutting hunks off of it for my little snack wraps. It's nothing fancy. It's literally just like salt and pepper chicken. My white is showing again. I'm so sorry. I am going to change my scale to ounces because that's how you typically measure meat. I am going to be cutting off 2 ounces of chicken. See if I can just do it like by, oh, almost. Okay, this is 1.6 ounces. It's a little bit more than 2, but that's okay. Nothing is scientific. While you should strive to get as close to numbers as possible, you don't need to like throw food away or like put it back if you're over like by an ounce or 2 or a gram or 2. That's just kind of silly. Okay, so I'm gonna cut up the rest of this chicken. This is literally world's simplest recipe, but it gives you fiber, protein, a little bit of fat. It's a nice balanced meal for Pilates. Do you need to be eating 2 fiber-packed tortillas a day? No, but today is just one of those days. So these are the smaller carb counter tortillas. They're 40 calories, 10 grams of carbs, 7 of which is dietary fiber. So like I said, we're getting our fiber in today. I'm not gonna measure out the Parmesan because I have already like pre-calculated my macros for the day and I know that I have some calories left over, so it just doesn't really behoove me to count my cheese. If you are on a journey and you are just getting started, I would try to weigh things as often as possible just because it helps you to train your eye as well. I'm actually going to use the scale again for my ranch. I know that probably seems a little crazy, but condiments are really what is going to trip you up the most, I feel like, with one of these. Is 2 tablespoons for 50 calories. I don't need that that much ranch, so I'm gonna do half of it. A serving size is 30 grams. I'm doing 15 grams. I feel like it's already so much ranch. I'm leaving it there. That's like enough ranch for me. That's 13 grams of ranch, which is 25 calories. So that is it. And obviously, like if you're going to a fast food restaurant and they have little like containers, those are pre-portioned containers. You don't need to like weigh that or worry about it. It tells you how many calories it is, so it's fine. But at home, I like to kind of weigh out my dressings because sometimes you just don't know. So there it is. There's my little wrap. I guess today it's more of a taco, but if you want this to actually be aesthetic, I would maybe get some like lettuce going on, but this will do. I just don't have lettuce. So that is my little snack, my pre-Pilates snack. I don't think I really told y'all what I've been doing the past few hours. Reading sprints is what I've been up to, and don't really have thoughts yet on the book that I'm reading, but when I do, I'll check back in. And in general, I'll check back in after Pilates. All right, my camera's actually almost out of battery because I've been yapping too much today. This is my OOTD for Pilates. I'm gonna link this set again because this really is just like my favorite set for, I would say, like low intensity movement. It's just so soft and buttery. It's the Butterlux line from DRZ. Delightful. I went to a Flow 1 class today. Yesterday I went to 1.5, and 1.5 was actually kind of intense yesterday, and today, I don't know, it's just nice. I really like this instructor. There's just something so amazing about joyful movement. I don't think I can stress that enough. If you're gonna move your body, make sure you're doing something you like. It might take you a couple of weeks to discover if that thing is something that you like or could like in the future. It's worth figuring it out. Briefly, I just wanted to show you what I'm having for dinner. I'm having a Snap Kitchen meal. This is the cacio e pepe with rosemary chicken. I had this last week and it was so delicious. The macros on this are really great. 38 grams of protein, 45 carbs, 18 grams of fat, 2 grams of fiber. Also 0 grams of total sugars, which is nice. I'm gonna add some cooked broccoli to this. I have a serving of steamed broccoli in there. Pro tip, if you are like new to eating healthy, I'm not like, you know, a pro at this, and maybe this is not like new knowledge to a lot of you, but if you are someone who has a hard time like using up the bags of salad, you know, that you buy, a great solution for veggies is just to get the like steamed veggies or like the frozen packs of steamed vegetables in the frozen food section. They have some that have like sauces and seasonings already on them. They have some that are literally just the veggies themselves. Today, since this like has quite a bit of flavor, I'm just gonna do like plain steamed broccoli, season it with some salt and pepper and call it a day. But I do have some like Tuscan seasoned broccoli in there as well, that I had earlier in the week whenever I had my Hatch chili version of this. So it's always good to add in a little bit of veggies. Do I need to for this meal? Not really. It's not gonna add like a meaningful amount of fiber, I would say, but it all adds up over time, and the minerals and the micronutrients in broccoli are great, and it just fills up your plate. So I'm going to heat this up, put it in a bowl with that broccoli to make it feel a little bit less like I just, you know, got this out of my fridge. And yeah, I'm gonna enjoy my dinner. I will check back in with y'all in a little bit because I started a romantasy book, and it's a thing. It's not good, but it is in fact a thing. All right, I'm in my comfies because I just want it to be. Whenever I get back from the gym, it's like my second work time. I do a little bit of work between my first workout and my second. I do more work after my second workout. It's just how I function best, and it keeps me, I don't want to say accountable, I don't want to say on track. I'm not really sure what the word I'm looking for is. This is kind of how I've always operated. Having YouTube, especially on top of a 9-to-5 job, I was never like cutting myself off at any certain time. I just continue to work until I go to sleep for the most part. Because I mean, my work is reading. So it's not like it's this huge chore. I mean, some books are better than others, but like get to pick where I work from, obviously. And I worked for the first part of today upstairs. For the second half of the day, I just want to be in bed. I just want to chill. And it also kind of makes me feel like I'm not really working if I'm like in bed. I say that because I also brought down my hard drive with my laptop so I can do some editing of this vlog. I can tell this one's gonna be a long one. So anyway, I did want to show you a couple of things that came in the mail that I purchased before my no buy. And also I was sent something by someone very lovely that I did not purchase. So I did want to just kind of show you these things. And also I'll give you like an update on the no buy. So first up, I got these absolutely precious ears from Etsy. I'll link these in the description down below. When I posted these on my story though, one of y'all reached out, someone who apparently has been following me for a while, and said you have your own ear business. And y'all, I got on her Etsy and she has some of the prettiest ears ever. I wouldn't say that I'm like the pickiest when it comes to ears. I have very specific things that I look for. I feel like I tend to care more about like the quality rather than wildness or wackiness of the design, if that makes sense. And I'm a real stickler for like puffy stuff. Like my sister got some ears for pretty cheap when we went on a Disney trip together last year, and hers were very like flat. These ones are really nice and puffy, and I can tell that the lovely subscriber that reached out, her shop, she also has good ears that are really puffy. So I'll link her in the description down below. I'm planning on maybe buying a pair from her before I go on my trip, but not anytime soon, obviously, like not during my no buy period, but I might do that before I go on my next trip. I wanted to show you this because it's been a second since I have received a package from NovelWicks. NovelWicks, if you did not know, is run by an incredible lady named Murphy, is a single mother. She's the best ever. She makes really bookish candles, and I've showed you you some of her stuff in the past, but it has been a second, so I thought it was worth a little haul for you. I know I said I was going to limit the hauls, but you know, she sent these to me and they're going to be so good. I'm going to burn one while I listen to an audiobook and or a video. My code is Chan10 if you want a discount. I'll link in the description down below, obviously. There's a couple of goodies in here, along with like just the cutest packaging ever. Okay, so first up, everything is packaged so nicely, so you know your candles are going to get to you safely. This is Stay Spooky, which is patchouli, amber, and cinnamon. That sounds incredible and like sophisticated. Let's see. I mean, this smells like boutique that I was just in. It smells like fall. It is cinnamony, but it's not so sweet and gourmand that you're like, oh, this smells like a cinnamon roll. It's, oh, I think I might burn this one tonight. This is a good one. Okay, love this. Also, she does weekly launches. She has a sticker in here that tells me on the 12th of September, she launched Spooky, so I'm assuming this one is out already. And then there's a little mini candle in here as well. She offers them in different sizes. They're wood wick candles as well, so you get that like nice crackle. This is Live Laugh Lobotomy, and it's cracklin' birch. This is one of the tins. I love these on my desk because they don't take up too much space. And that's delightful too. Murphy, you kill it every time. This is really good. This is like a cool, crisp winter day, fall day. It's got the tree smell for sure, but it's also a little bit masculine. This is really good. Okay, these are both amazing. Woodwick candles, like I said, different sizes. I think she definitely has a size bigger than this. I know because I have one. It's like giant. Anyway, she's constantly putting out new collections and everything's kind of like limited time only. So like once things sell out, they're gone. Some scents occasionally come back, but if you see something that appeals to you, I would check it out now. I think I'm gonna burn the Stay Spooky one in here, and I think I'm going to hop into editing. I try to, for the vlog channel, edit whenever I'm feeling the desire to, rather than setting like a specific day aside, because they're very long, and if I try to sit down and do it all at once, it's kind of time consuming. Kind of hurts my brain and my head, but I have a lot to put on screen this time because I got the macros. And oh, no buy. Let me tell you about the no buy. It's actually going pretty well. Granted, I'm only like 3 days in. I did have a moment today though when I was listening to an audiobook during sprints, and I had this like brief fleeting thought while I was playing Two Dots and getting frustrated playing Two Dots, where I was like, ooh, maybe I should shop. And then I was like, girl, you don't need anything. Like where's this coming from? I realized it was just like frustration and boredom essentially. And I didn't even online shop after that. Sometimes I will like browse, put things in my cart and then not check out, but I didn't even do that. I was like, there's just no point. Let's not do that. It's been okay. I'll update you as things get like more challenging, or if I'm like more tempted. I think it takes a little bit of time. I've noticed that for me and like my buying habits. I don't know if you're the same, but I will like restrict my buying for a while, or say like, I like need to not buy things, and I'm perfectly fine until I just have this overwhelming urge to like buy one particular thing, and then I'll buy that thing and it kind of sends me down a spiral, a loop, and I'm like, ooh, let's just buy. I'd like to get out of that like cycle. I'm fine with like mostly not buying things and then buying things when I want to, but I don't want to like buy something and that lead to a bunch of other purchases, if that makes sense. Before I go, I guess I can tell you about the book that I'm reading. I picked up Dawn of Onyx because the second book in the series, A Promise of Peridot, is on a list for list video, okay? It's not very good. The main character is basically like magic-y, and I can't really tell if that's like good or bad, but she has like magical healing abilities, and she's really worried because her brother is a part of like an army, a part of a war, and he hasn't been heard from in a long time, and everybody's presuming he's dead. But of course, right when everybody has like almost accepted the fact that he's dead, he comes back, and this kind of shakes things up because he kind of deserts his post. And so our heroine ends up getting, I don't want to say captured, but taken by the enemy forces and imprisoned, I guess, and is forced to like use her healing abilities on these people that she doesn't really know or understand. And the society, the way it's built and the way it's like set up, is that I guess every kingdom has its own specific like gemstone, and that has some tie to the gods or something like that. And I can't remember what gemstone place she comes from, but she gets taken to like the Onyx people, and they're the people who've been waging this war and who decided that they wanted to be conquerors, even though the place they're trying to conquer doesn't have like great resources or anything. It's like, what's the point? That's where I'm at so far. It's kind of meh. We haven't met the hero yet, I don't think. There's a king who's apparently pretty brutal, and like he is obviously in charge of the castle that she's like being imprisoned in, and then there is a guy who's imprisoned next to her who could potentially be a love interest, and I don't know which is which, to be honest, but we'll figure it out as time goes on. But those are my goals tonight. Do a little reading, do a little editing. How much of this book do I have? 3 hours? Oh, I want to finish this today for sure then, because that is one thing that I'd like to do. Okay, here's another vulnerable kind of moment for you. I cut out this bit when I sat down to do my makeup today because I just felt like I didn't want to listen to myself complain. It felt very out of touch. It felt not very cute. And so I just cut it. I was like, you know what? We're not doing that. But I do want to mention here that just have been feeling a little creatively like drained a little bit, like not into things like I normally am. And I think that just is kind of part and parcel of being like a creative person. Like you're not always going to have the best ideas like firing on all cylinders. It's just been kind of a long drought for me creativity wise. And so I'm supposed to post a video on Sunday for the main channel. And I just honestly, I think I've decided I'm just not going to. I hate doing that. I really want to stay consistent, posting every Sunday and giving y'all good stuff. And there's a lot of stuff I'm excited for in coming months, but I'm having a really hard time posting things that I'm not like genuinely super stoked for. In the past, like when I make videos, it's normally a combination of stuff that I've been hyped for a while, things that like I have to work on for a long time, like the list videos, and some easier content to put out, right? Like recommendations or like small reading vlogs, things like that. And those can be equally fun and exciting to do, especially if I come up with a creative idea on the fly. But those creative ideas just haven't been coming to me lately. Ideas that I do come up with, I'm just like not stoked by. And I think y'all can tell. And I don't really want to put out stuff that like I don't want to watch and that like isn't fun. I think I've made peace with the fact that like there's just not gonna be a Sunday video. It's not a big deal. I'm not like that upset at myself, but you know, I am trying to like build discipline in the other aspects of my life. And it's hard when you're not even disciplined in your job, it feels like. But I'm also trying to go like where the passion and the creativity lead me. I spent like 2 whole days on a video for this channel, so it's like it's not the biggest deal, it's not the end of the world. But yeah, it's just something that has been on my mind. And now I'm losing my train of thought and kind of wondering why I brought this up in the first place. But you know what? I just wanted to mention it. I remember what I was gonna say. Train of thought back. I'm fine with not posting that video. I'm fine with being in a creative drought. Sometimes you can't force these things, but I'm not okay with being unproductive and not doing as much as I used to. So what I would like to do is really focus on, if I'm not going to be posting, at least read a ton, especially for these videos that are upcoming, like list videos, things like that. So I'm going to try to finish this book today, and I'm going to try to finish another book tomorrow, and the next day and the next day. Get in the swing of things. Maybe do a little 30-day challenge. It's like, how many challenges can one stack on top of each other? If your name is Chandler, I guess a lot. Once again, I'm here to do my makeup. It is the next day. It is Thursday. I'm specifically putting on makeup this late in the game at 3:30 because my sister's coming over to take pictures of Hayden and I for our anniversary. This is something that I like to do yearly and something that we've kind of made the habit of for the past like 3 years, because I feel like when you have had a partner for a very long time, it can be easy to forget to take pictures together. And I just love the idea of getting to look back and see how we've changed over the years. I also think that like, you know, maybe this is a little vain, but like my kids or grandkids like might want to look back and see what their parents or grandparents looked like. So that's what we will be doing. Oh no. He has, I swear, he's got a sixth sense. I am filming. I said you have a sixth sense. I was like, I'm sitting down to do my makeup because we're going to take pictures.
Yeah.
Which I can see that you're very ready for.
I literally sent you a text, and then I saw that it just said delivered and not read, so I knew that you
Do I have my read receipt
weren't
on
reading it. Yeah.
Oh, I did not know that actually.
It's very nice. I like it.
No, I don't think you have yours on for me.
I don't have it on for anyone.
And that's how true love works, y'all.
I'm uglier every year.
I think your hair looks better this year.
Yeah. Me too. Sorry, I just had to pet Pepper real quick because he's lovely.
I'm doing my makeup at like 3 p.m. Like I literally just talked about how I don't like doing that. Anyway, I'm doing my makeup at 3 p.m. today because, y'all, I woke up this morning. I had gotten a full 8 hours of sleep last night. Normally I get about 7.5. Today I got 8. And I woke up so tired in like such a bizarre way. I don't even think it was one of those situations where like my sleep cycle was interrupted. I was just fucking tired. And then I went for my walk. The whole time I was walking, it's not that I didn't want to be there, because I've had moments of that for sure on my walks. It was more like I was just so fucking physically tired. I was like, I want to sit down. And that has persisted a little bit. So I came home and I was like, you know what? We're just going to take it easy. I know that not everybody obviously has the privilege of working from home and being able to nap and like be a piece of shit like I do, right? But if you're going to be on a journey like me, please take care of yourself, listen to your body. My body was telling me that I needed to rest. I took a little bit of a nap. I took like an hour nap after my walk and I am feeling a lot better. But I have been taking it easy for the rest of the day just because like, I don't know, I'm feeling a little sluggish. And I've been listening to audiobooks in bed. Also, this is giving like mullet, and it is, I feel like, what is it? Mike Gundy, coach for Oklahoma State. Wanted to pop in though because I didn't update you on the final meal or like final thing that I ate before I went to sleep. I had my little yogurt bowl, and this is what the macros are for the yogurt bowl, if you were curious. I did a tutorial for that one back in the last vlog. And this was my total macros for the day. I was really happy with my day, and my digestion was also very happy with my day. So very pleased. I did a good job. Today, I'm excited because it's one of my fast food days, one of the days where I factored fast food into my macros, and I'm going to be having some chicken nuggets from ever lovely McDonald's. I'm tracking my macros today. I'm not sharing my macros today necessarily, but I just wanted to point out to you that like macros counting and calorie counting does not have to be this like restrictive, awful thing, especially if you're like me and you feel overwhelmed by the idea of like having to come up with new ideas and new combinations of things. Like if you just spend one day a week sitting down and kind of deciding, okay, this is what I'm gonna have this week, you could have a lot of repeat meals if you want. You could do something different for every meal. If you just calculate it once, like calculate your macros once the entire week, you're good to go. And by calculate it once, I don't mean like calculate your macros one day out of the week. I'm saying like I sat down and I planned what food I was gonna eat for the entire week. And so now I just don't really have to like guess and wonder where my protein's gonna come from and wonder, how I'm gonna be feeling satiated. And it's actually been really nice for me mentally. I think some people would have the opposite issue and some people would feel like, oh no, I couldn't do that. Like that doesn't feel right to me. And I think we all have to figure out, what feels right. I think some people might run into the issue of like, if they're a variety lover, feeling like, oh, I don't want to meal prep a ton of stuff and then be bored of the same thing. Or, I would feel too restricted if I had to plan things in advance. And, you got to do what works in the confines of like your life. But for me, this has been actually really great. And I'm going to continue to do what I have been doing this past week into the future. I think it's been pretty nice. I was literally sitting there today thinking like, oh, it'd be so nice to like plan ahead, instead of on Sunday planning, like maybe I'll just sit down today since I'm like in bed doing fuck all. I could plan my macros and meals and stuff. I didn't end up doing it, but I was listening to Clara and the Sun while I was kind of browsing the internet and replying to comments on my weight loss video. I did want to address that here. Y'all have been so sweet and so supportive and I have loved getting your replies, especially those of you who have, embarked on journeys of your own or are looking to start. It's so heartening, I guess, to have built a community who is receptive to the things that I'm talking about. Not even like I feel like you need to be receptive to like losing weight or anything. I just mean like it's nice to see people, I guess, accepting of the fact that I am changing as a person. I know it can be hard to like watch creators change over time. It's so interesting because I think obviously we understand that creators are real people too, but when you've come so used to someone making a certain kind of video or doing certain things, it can be easy to just like think of them as that person. And if they change or they grow in their interests and hobbies, it can be a little bit disappointing sometimes. I think y'all have embraced this change and I have really appreciated that. So I just wanted to say thank you and thank you for your supportive comments because it really does mean a lot to me and it keeps me going. That is one thing. There's a couple of things actually I wanted to say kind of weight loss related, and then we can touch on into like the rest of the week. I'm not saying that there won't be any more weight loss talk, but there's just a couple of things I like took notes about and or like forgot to put in that weight loss video and just like wanted to kind of mention. One of the things I think really has been so helpful and I haven't even really, I guess, thought about it a ton is how nice it is to have like an accountability partner and not even someone necessarily who's like on the same journey as you, but just someone who is there to like cheer for you and root for you. Obviously not everybody has a YouTube channel and like people who are commenting supportive things all the time, but I have one friend who I audio message fairly frequently, just kind of updating them on this journey has gone for me and like kind of things I'm struggling with, and they are actually on the same journey, so it is kind of nice to be able to relate on certain things and to just like talk about our frustrations. That has been nice. We kind of check in once a week or every couple of weeks. I can like see a hair in my peripheral vision that's like getting in my face. And then obviously like Hayden has been on kind of his own journey and or has just been really supportive of mine. He's like talked to me or like mentioned recently how proud he is of me, and that has obviously really been heartening and like encouraging to me. And I think whether it's like a workout buddy or someone who wants to clean up their diet with you or whatever, like it's just so nice if you can find someone like that. And maybe it's just someone on the internet, maybe it's someone in my comment section that you can like DM on Instagram and like y'all can keep each other accountable. I just think it really helps, especially when things get a little tough. Like I won't lie, this is not the easiest thing ever. Not to keep stealing stuff from Higher Wellness, although I don't think he came up with this one. It's not easy, but it is simple. Like the things that we're doing are not absolutely crazy or like overly complicated, but there is a lot of emotion involved in attacking the way that you eat. Like food is such a personal part of our lives. Having someone who's also going through something similar and just finding even relatable content, I think that keeps you going really has been a huge part of this journey. And I think I might have like underplayed that a little bit or not talked about it enough in my video because wow, it has been so nice like having people to talk to about this. And also like having someone designated to talk to can be helpful if you're someone who like me is quite annoying. My two best friends who are not on this sort of journey, and I try not to inundate them with like weight loss stuff because like they didn't sign up for that and they don't give a shit. I mean, they do, like they love me and they're supportive of me, but like I don't want to bug people who like aren't on the same journey. So it's just, again, it's nice having someone who I can talk to. So yeah, and I hope that I have been kind of that person for some of y'all. I know some of y'all have DM'd me and I've tried to be as encouraging as possible. I know I can't reply to like all of your DMs, but you deserve someone who is going to support you and lift you up. Kind of unrelated, but like equally related in the sense that they're weight loss specific. as I was counting my macros yesterday and I was actually talking to my sister, I also kind of thought about this idea of what actually is a high protein food, and how you can determine if a food actually is high protein. And this is something that I kind of take for granted as just like knowledge. Don't really think about it anymore, but it could be helpful for you if you're trying to eat higher protein. A food is kind of considered high protein if it has 10 grams of protein or more per 100 calories. So let's say a protein bar is 200 calories and it's only 10 grams of protein. We wouldn't consider that a very high protein food. It doesn't mean that you shouldn't consume that bar or that you shouldn't consume other foods that don't have that protein ratio, because they can fit into your other macronutrients, right? But if you're looking for a food that is high protein and or a food is claiming to be high protein, if you want to really evaluate whether it is or not, a good rule of thumb is 10 grams of protein per 100 calories. So that's kind of what I go off of. And it really helps when you're on like the nutrition aisle at a grocery store looking at protein bars, because you don't want to get swindled and scammed. Some protein things are not like the most tasty, and so you don't want to be eating something that's like high in calorie but isn't even giving you the protein bang for your buck that you were looking for. So that's just something I wanted to point out. Then another thing, I wanted to talk a little bit more about the scale and a little bit more about weight loss. I did obviously talk about tracking daily and that sort of thing in my weight loss video, but really related to PCOS is this idea that you need to severely undereat or severely slash your calories to lose weight. It's just like something that you see repeated often in the PCOS community, and there is some validity to the idea that people with PCOS slightly lower basal metabolic rates, so like burn less calories or fewer calories at rest than someone else of the same height and weight. It hasn't necessarily been like proven to be true for everybody. This has only been done or shown in a few studies, but really what I see, and something that I've experienced myself and had me second guessing whether I was doing the right thing or whether I should be on a GLP-1, is like the first month of weight loss, I didn't really see the scale move like I thought it would. Actually, no, the first month I did. After that, I didn't. And I was like, wait, was that weight loss a fluke? Am I in the wrong deficit for me? Whatever. I think that we need to understand that weight loss, again, is not a linear thing. It is not something that is going to tick down every single day or even every single week. And just because you're not losing, a ton of weight visually on the scale doesn't mean that your body isn't changing within. And I think that also kind of comes back to this idea of like weight loss, it's unfortunately not a short-term thing, right? Even if you were only trying to lose 5 pounds, like that 5 pounds might take you a while to get off. It might not just take, 5 weeks, you're not going to lose exactly a pound every single week. Like we're not perfect at calculating calories. Like birthday parties come up, things come up, our bodies respond weird with hormones and water weight. And oh God, for the first month weight training, which was that like second month of me trying to lose weight, I didn't really see a lot of scale weight move. And that's because my body was so concerned with trying to heal those muscles and putting extra water in my body that like the scale wasn't changing. My body fat was changing. It just didn't show up on the scale. I think often people will set a calorie deficit for themselves, eat that way for a couple of weeks, even a month, not see weight move, and they'll think I need to slash my calories. I need to like not eat anything. Like my body just doesn't behave like a normal person's. And unless you have like a thyroid problem or something that truly, really is slashing your basal metabolic rate, that's probably not actually the case. It's probably just the case that you need to be a little bit more patient. Patience is really the name of the game with this whole thing. So I just wanted to kind of throw that out there because I do see that. I didn't see a ton of that in my comments, but I did, see someone mention that, they were trying to lose weight and they'd lost weight in the past, but they had to really drastically cut their calories to do so. And then they gained all the weight back. And it's like, oh, it just makes me want to like wrap you up in a hug because I understand how frustrating that can be. And yeah, it can be so tempting to just say like, okay, I'm just not going to eat. And that's just not the healthy way to do it. Your body needs to protect its hormones. You need fat, you need those carbs, you need the protein. So it's an annoying process at times. It's frustrating, but if you are consistent, you will see changes. You might need to make adjustments along the way, Maybe truly that calorie deficit you set for yourself is not enough of a deficit. Maybe you will need to change some things, but for the most part, I think that some patience is required. It's not something I have a lot of, so I really get that. Hopefully this has been a helpful vlog so far. Again, my intention was to really show y'all how my macros, how I use a food scale, that sort of thing. If you have any more questions or anything in that regard in like the weight loss kind of things or the calorie deficit side of things, feel free to leave them in the comments and I'll try to answer them in the comments, and or if it's something that I think deserves, video time, I will include it in the next video. But I also don't want to like take up too much video time with this stuff. Obviously it's very important to me right now, but some of y'all are just here for the fun lifestyle stuff and you're like, shut up about the weight loss, we don't care. And in which case that's also valid. Like I get it. It's kind of hard because I don't want to make this my whole personality, but it is such a big part of my life that it's impossible not to talk about. It brought me so much joy that I do want to share my joy with the world. But for the rest of the vlog, it's going to be more reading for sure. Since I'm not doing that Sunday video, we're going to be hanging out some. I'm not quite done with Clara in the Sun. I think I have like 30 minutes left of it. So we will talk about that later today after my sister leaves. But the plan for today plan for the rest of the day is finish up this makeup, go take some pictures, go to McDonald's with my sister and husband, which is gonna be so fun. Like, I know that sounds so silly, but car picnics are my favorite thing. And again, that's like one of the reasons I don't think I could ever give up fast food is like, I love sitting in my little car, watching on my big screen some YouTube with my husband or my sister. It just delights me. Getting it to do with my two favorite people, yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It's a good time. And an important reminder to you, like, you don't need to cut out the things you like to like lose weight and have fun. So I am going to do those two things. Probably going to go to the gym as well afterwards. I was trying to decide like when I wanted to go to the gym and if I was going to go. I'm not giving up on 75 hard, so like there was going to be a second workout coming, but I think I'm going to try to lift, and if I don't, I'm going to do some like yoga at home or something like that. So then for the rest of the day, do some audiobook listening later as well. I don't think the pictures are going to take that long, especially since it's really hot outside and no one wants to be outside for that long, but it's going to take some work to finish my makeup and like try to get this hair looking good. Of course, I decided to take pictures on my hair wash day, as in the hair has not been washed yet and it's extremely dirty, but let's see what miracles we can perform. And you can go to my Instagram and check out the picture that I'm in with Hayden and determine whether or not you think I did an okay job. Hello friends, happy whatever the fuck day it is. Friday.
You know exactly what day it is.
I know, it's the freaking weekend, and it's our 14th anniversary. And I just wanted to commemorate it in this vlog, getting the buffalo sauce off of your face.
Oh, that's crazy because you saw how like much I wiped my face with a napkin.
I think it's just like stained. Like, I think that your face is just taking on the color of buffalo, and I think that you will forever be Buffalo Boy.
You always find a way. Because it's stained.
This is what 14 years of love looks like, baby. I'm looking forward to the next one.
The next 14?
I don't know about that. I was going to say next anniversary because we have decided that we're going to get watches as a celebration of our love. Apparently, like, you know how they have different anniversary gifts for like, you know, your first year's like paper. There's like an updated modern version of it, and for 15 years it's watches. And I was like, I'm running with that because I want a watch that's not this stupid Apple thing.
What would I get you that's paper? Like $100 or something? Like $20 in a card?
Honestly, that I do not understand the purpose of it. I think obviously like the longer you've been together, the cooler the thing. And like, I'd say watches are like pretty up there. It's like pretty cool.
Yeah, pretty
Because
tight.
we don't really do things or get things for anniversaries.
No, pretty much never.
Yeah, he did give me flowers though, which is pretty sick. I like that.
But I accidentally got some flowers that had some poisonous flowers in them for the cat, so...
Yeah. You had to get rid of the lilies that were in
I don't
the
know what
arrangement.
flowers are.
And the arrangement is in our bathroom that is closed so that the boys can't get it.
Yeah.
Just in the off chance that there's any lingering lily dust, but...
Lily
Do
does.
you have any, like, sage wisdom you want to pass to the people about, you know, holding this shit down for 14 years?
Don't. Just
You
stop.
would
Just
not-
stop now.
You would not last without me, I don't think.
So just don't last.
I shudder to think, like, who you would be without me, you know?
Same for you.
I'd probably be, like, working a regular job.
Absolutely fucking miserable.
That's true. I think it all has worked out. Are your hands covered in buffalo sauce, too?
No, I don't know what this is on my finger, but it was there before.
It's, like, stained brown. So, is there something you're not telling me?
No, I don't know what that is. I'm gonna be honest, because it's on some of the other fingers.
We'll be sure to wash those when we get home, huh?
What's that?
So?
Yeah.
You know, those are like big words coming from a guy who insisted that we re-up on the $40 soap.
It's good.
Hayden really likes the Aesop hand soap. So.
It was good. It was nice. It was
nice. I don't think it's $40 nice, but he likes it. I bought it, whatever. That's what I do for you, Pookie.
Wait, did you?
I keep you a nice hand soap. Yeah. What do you think's in that thing by your sink?
I thought you changed it. Wait, in the thing by my sink.
No, by the sink in the kitchen.
I thought that you decided not to. I thought you decided to get
Have
something
you not
else.
been washing your hand? I'm so confused.
I have.
It's the same soap. Wow, I love that my good deed has gone unnoticed. Or Hayden's
No,
just
you,
that fucking
you,
oblivious.
no,
he
you
is,
said
though.
at one point,
I know.
you said, actually, I'm going to get something different. And I was
then-
like, whatever.
And then I ended up re-upping and I said, hey, I just like repurchased the one you like.
Okay.
So I'm
You
just,
sure you did?
the other half of the bottle's under the sink, so yeah, I'm pretty fucking sure.
I'll look when we get home. I'll
You
update you guys.
suck.
I'll grab the camera and update y'all.
I decanted it into like a pretty glass
Uh-huh.
thing on our, yeah, wow. I'm finding out so much today. You're just so stupid. It really does have me like worried about your hand washing skills though. Like, has he been washing his hands? I don't know.
Yeah, I wash my hands like multiple times a day at that sink.
No, I know you do
specifically.
because we've been running through that so pretty quick this time.
And that's like all me too.
You're saying I don't wash my hands?
No, but do you wash your hands other places or do you only wash your hands in that
pretty
sink?
much wash them. Like if I get home, basically every time I get home, I go directly to that sink and I wash my hands.
Yeah, same.
So we don't get our germs from outside inside. And I think that has prevented a lot of illness. So
We'll never know, though. We'll never know.
I have so many books to talk to y'all about, which I'm not going to do in the car because I don't want to put Hayden through that. But I finished Clara and the Sun. I read Before the Coffee Goes Cold. I finished Chef's Choice. I finished Dawn of Onyx. I've been finishing books.
Wow.
Y'all. So I got a lot of shit to talk to you about, and then I'm going to read something when I get home. What? I don't know. The options I have, let me just be honest with you, not good. By that I mean probably like highly acclaimed books, but like I do not want to listen to My Dark Vanessa. I started that recently. After the like first creepy phone call with her like predator teacher, I was like, ooh, yeah, I don't know about all that, if that's really for me. But I'm going to have to be uncomfortable at some point and read it. And maybe y'all will be privy to that. We'll see.
You not been enjoying all of my fun books?
That's on hold indefinitely. So.
Oh, indefinitely. Okay. Cool.
Yeah, I just wasn't feeling it. That was supposed to be Sunday's video, and yeah. I want to give it like a good shot. I don't want to just
I don't think you do.
I don't want to slog through the books and like hate everything. Well, I will say I have been tempted to pick up Oathbringer again because like I started that a couple days ago, and I'm like, pretty good. I want to keep reading it, but do I? You know.
Yeah, that one's like probably lowest on my list of interest in you reading it.
It's
like,
probably the only one I'm gonna like, but sure.
I want to know what you actually have to say, though, you know?
What about your bullshit sci-fi?
Just like about any of them.
Yeah, well, we'll get there eventually.
I don't believe it.
I think
we will.
What will likely happen is that it will probably be a Patreon exclusive video. Mostly just because
wow, demoting me to Patreon exclusive.
No, I think people are gonna love it over there. I don't think they're gonna like it on the main channels.
Wow. Today is the day of true love.
Listen, we know the main channel has had some struggles lately. People not liking the taste tests. I brought them back because people were like, we missed taste test. I brought it back. No one fucking watched it, which is valid. I'm not upset about it. I am just saying it impacts my desire to like put another one on the main channel. It seems like people like my wrap-ups and my romance videos, and that's about it, which is fine. No one wants to hear me talk about science fiction and fantasy, so yeah. My patrons might though, so I'll be doing it over there at some point. And it gives me more opportunity and like time to actually read those books and not feel like, oh, I have to get this out for, a certain Sunday.
You set a reminder for 6 months.
What do you want to be reminded about?
When's the last time you've seen a blimp?
Do they still exist? It feels very like steampunk, like just not.
I've seen a blimp before.
Yeah, I mean me too. Like for like football and stuff.
Yeah. When's the last time you saw a blimp, even in the context of football and stuff?
They just decided they're not cool enough anymore. I think when people started like flying into like the stadium,
on like jetpacks.
Yeah, I think they were like blimps are out. What I'm gonna be doing tomorrow, by the way, I have decided I'm gonna lift at noon, and then after that, total degeneracy in my bed. I'm gonna say stinking. I'm probably not gonna stink. I'm probably gonna shower before I get in bed, but I'm just gonna like.
Probably a good choice.
Yeah. And I'm looking forward to it. I did, you know what though, I turned my day around. I rotted for a little bit, but I did go upstairs and edit some video and listen to some book. So I was productive. And
I'm looking forward to
what?
crumbs in my bed tomorrow evening.
So I was gonna eat in bed.
You probably will.
I haven't actually been doing it that much.
No, I know you haven't. But I'm just saying, like, tomorrow is the day.
You know why? Because I've been eating real food.
Yeah, that's true.
Like,
that's true.
You can eat chicken nuggets in bed, no problem. Eating like pasta with chicken that I have to use a fork and knife on is like that's not bed food.
Well, pasta with chicken doesn't leave any crumbs,
Says you.
It would leave like little fucking like sauce droplets everywhere.
No, there would be some like whole like little baby noodles on your side of the bed.
Grease stains.
But you're in luck because I'm out of my Snap Kitchen meals. I really want to like plan my meals. Honestly, it was so satisfying doing that last week. I need to do that again.
Be a degenerate with me tonight at all?
In what regard?
I don't know. Maybe watch a movie or something.
Watch a program. Oh, you know what we should try? We should try the Brian Jordan Alvarez show.
Okay.
Support our man.
Okay. Yeah, for sure. I'd be down.
On that note, I guess I will mosey on home. I would like to finish like another book today, which feels kind of crazy because I've already finished 2 books today. I'm feeling a little crazy, and I'm on a roll. And I am sick of my fucking Goodreads challenge saying that I'm 40 books behind, as if I'm not going to read 300 books this year. Do they know who I am? They probably do. I've never read 300 books in a year. I think the most I've ever read was like 280.
You can do it.
I think I can too. I just need to lock in.
Yeah, you just need to pump out 40 books because you're 40 bucks behind right now.
I don't have that many months left, but
yeah, wait, what percentage are you at out of 300. Like, where are you at right
I think
now?
I'm in like the 180s.
Ooh, yeah, you gotta really...
Yeah, I mean, I can do it. I know me.
I guess I'll see you in January? No, just because I, like, probably won't see you again if you have to read that
No,
many books before
listen,
January.
I've been like really locked in because I can listen to like an hour of an audiobook. Okay, it takes me about 3 hours to get through most audiobooks if I listen to an hour in the morning. And then like when I get home, I just listen to the other two, like as I'm like, you know, getting ready for my day. Boom, done with the book. And then I have the rest of the day to read more books. I'm locked in. You know what? This is the one thing I can do for myself this year. I might not make any good videos the rest of the year. I might be a complete piece of shit and bad at YouTube, but I can read 300 books, okay?
Facts.
And I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. Write it down.
I think I'm gonna finish Red Rising soon.
Everybody clap for his
I started it 2
Hunger
days ago.
Games adult fantasy. Loving it?
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
Can always count on me to sit down and film right when the AC kicks on. Hello, friends. It is Sunday, and I am ready to do Sunday reset things. My hair is clean. I don't normally wash my hair in the mornings, but today, y'all, I went on my walk and then I trimmed my bushes. There's no euphemism there. I was outside with like a, what is it called? I was gonna say a chainsaw, not that. Like one of those electric hedge trimmers, and was just near, you know, just going to town. We have these really beautiful Texas sage plants in our front yard that I planted and have just done swimmingly where they're planted. I also just planted some in the backyard in the spring, but these babies have grown so much and they're stunning. But I was realizing they were getting too tall. Like they were taller than me. I'm 5'5". Just didn't love walking up my front path to get to my front door after my walks. I was feeling very claustrophobic, so I cut them down to about right here, so about like a foot. Just made like the path a little wide. It was nice. It was cathartic. I also met some of my neighbors this morning, which was nice, but the sweat, the grime was insane. There were a bunch of little like, they're aphids, like little bugs crawling all over me. I needed to shower, so I did. And I'm feeling kind of refreshed and delightful. And one thing I did want to say is that I had like a little admission a couple of days ago about just not feeling very creative. I was just feeling very down on myself. This happened literally this time last month, and I don't know how I didn't put the pieces together. Literally, I think that I have like PMDD or PMS or just something, because I get in these weird, like, awful headspaces for like the few days, I wouldn't even say few days, but like that week after I ovulate / kind of leading up until my period. I don't know, I just get in the like worst headspace. My brain just not kind to me, not very nice. I feel very like lethargic, wildly hungry, just like I don't feel like myself. I had some cramps today, and I was also just in an amazing mood, and I was like, oh, okay, I know what's happening. Because for me, whenever my period actually starts, and around the time my period actually starts, I'm in like a good mood, weirdly. Like I don't like being on my period, but like I'm just better mind space wise. And I think that's because the progesterone's kind of going down and the estrogen's going up. But it's good to know that. I'm really hoping that now that it's been 2 months in a row of this, something I'm just personally not familiar with because, you know, my periods have been so regular, that I can hopefully start to recognize the signs and maybe try to figure out some solutions there. If you have been through something like this before, or like this is something you deal with, if you have any suggestions, I would be grateful for them, because I don't know, I just never have had to deal with this sort of thing before, and it was not great. But I am feeling so much better now. Like I am feeling like encouraged weirdly, and like full of energy, and like I want to take on the world, and I'm like excited for the stuff ahead. And maybe that's also fall coming, I'm not sure, but yeah, I'm just feeling like a lot better in the noggin. Which leads me to today. Again, I showered, I'm clean, I got myself a little treat for lunch, I took a nap, and now I am going to tell you about some books, and I am going to do a little bit of like cleaning, reorganizing, and resetting in my bedroom. I'd like to do it in here if I get time as well, but I desperately need to switch out my fall wardrobe. I got Hayden to like bring the like heavy tote down with my winter clothes or fall clothes, and I want to hang some of those up, put my summer things away. I also probably need to go through things and see what I would like to keep for the future. I don't know if y'all have like been through this before, and I'm gonna timestamp real quick, just a quick like weight loss kind of related thing, but for me, I think I'm having a hard time mentally trying to decide what to do with some of this clothing. Some of it I think would be nice to keep for if I get pregnant. It's a couple of sizes too big for me, or will be when I'm finished with my weight loss journey. I actually tried on my favorite Abercrombie dress. I got this past, you know, early summer. I wore it for our anniversary pics, but it was already getting too loose. I know that 20 pounds from now, it's just not going to fit. It's just gonna be way too loose. But it almost feels like wasteful. Like I just bought this season. Like it feels wasteful to get rid of it. And like, should I keep it for, again, if I get pregnant? I don't know. Kind of something hard to navigate. And then there's the whole subject of jeans. Jeans suck. Everybody, like, do you agree? Like I don't even love wearing them, to be honest. I love having a good couple of pairs of jeans, but my jeans jean collection at this point is just a mess. Like, I know for sure that the pair of jeans I bought in the winter are already too big for me, but I'm also scared to try them on. I don't know where that's coming from. I have jeans that now I know will fit me from a couple of years ago, but they're not really in style anymore, so I don't really know what to do about my jeans. It's gonna be a whole interesting thing. Maybe I'll try some on and like show you. I don't know how involved we're gonna get with that, but that's a plan for today. I would love to get that done and just like have all my fall clothes out. I think it'll really help my brain. I'm also like, you know, in the process of trying to figure out what I need to buy still or my no buys over for Disney versus like what I'm going to pull from my normal clothes collection. So like hopefully this will help with that. I don't know. I'm really chatty, as you can probably tell. I only have 13 minutes left on this SD card though, so let me try to really run you through the things I've been reading. I have been reading a fuckload, if I do say so myself. I have finished 5.5 books, and I'm gonna finish the 6 today. But Dawn of Onyx, let me briefly tell you that I did enjoy that one. I don't really want to go into the details of that, but I think we have come so far actually with romantasy, which I didn't think I'd be saying anytime soon, but it feels like the romantasy books I've been reading lately have all been better than this one. And I hate being a hater, but I just think this one was so bland and blah. Definitely have no desire to pick up the sequel, so I returned both of those books to my library after finishing the first one, and I definitely know what I'm gonna say sequels entry for that list video, so like I don't need to read the second book for that. Just, I would say avoid it. It's just very bland, very basic, just not super fun. Clara and the Sun, I have no idea how I feel about it. I think I told y'all about this one briefly. It's about a artificial friend and this girl that she goes home with. It's Josie and Clara. It's just kind of about how they navigate the world together, sort of, but also about family and about grief and about what artificial intelligence looks like. I don't know that I loved the ending of this. It felt a little too melancholy for me, and like, I don't know, kind of like what's the point of it all? Don't want to spoil it because it does, you know, have definite like conclusion / question. And I guess I didn't realize who this author was. I've never read their other book. What is it? Like Never Let Go or something like that. But I do know about that story. I know how it ends. I know the premise of it. So it seems like this author really likes to play with humanity and our flaws and stuff. And I think that he did a pretty good job on this one, but I don't know that I liked it. So I need time to collect my thoughts on this one, if that makes sense. And I will collect my thoughts before I film the list video that this one goes to, but interesting book. Definitely entertaining enough to keep me, you know, going, but a little horror-y at the same time. Before the Coffee Gets Cold, another book that I don't know how to feel about. This was like very Frederick Bachman-y / like Matt Haig-y in a sense, but with different like cultural understandings for sure and underpinnings. But this book is about a cafe where you can go and time travel into the past, but you can't change the past. So it's an opportunity, I guess, for you to see like an old loved one or to like understand something you didn't before. But there's like a lot of rules attached to it. Like the person has to have visited the cafe before. You, again, like you can't change the past. There's a bunch of different like stipulations and stuff. You can only stay before the coffee gets cold. Someone will pour you a cup of coffee while you're sitting in a specific chair. It'll take you to the past that you want to see, and you have to finish whatever you're looking to do, you know, whether it's talk to someone, whatever, before your cup of coffee gets cold. And I think it's supposed to be this book about like regret and about love and about relationships, but I really didn't find it very profound. I felt it not preachy, but just like a very surface level, and I also don't know that the messages were great. I am gonna like briefly spoil something. You know, this book's been out for a while at this point, so if you don't want to be spoiled, I don't know, skip ahead. There's definitely some annoyance that I had with the like mother-daughter situation. There's a bunch of different characters and a bunch of different people going back into the past, and we learn different lessons from them. But there is one woman who probably shouldn't have had a kid for health reasons, ends up having the kid anyway and dying, and she tries to like reconnect with her daughter that she loses. I don't actually think she knows that she dies to the future. The daughter that she visited does know this anyway. I don't know. I don't like this like sacrificial lamb sort of thing. Like, oh, like her life was more important than mine. And no, I just didn't like that. Also, there's like another character who like gives up their dreams because someone died and like wanted them to, I don't know. I was not a fan of this. And it's interesting because like a lot of my Goodreads friends loved this. People who I consider to be kind of heartless. No offense, love you guys so much. There were a lot of you who were just like, this is so good. I cried. I didn't feel that way at all. But I'm also notoriously a little heartless when it comes to books. I just like don't love stories with this kind of bend. I much prefer books that are a little bit more subtle with the emotion, and or the emotion comes from a different place. Like I don't like when I'm supposed to feel a certain way. That's just, I don't know, it's not for me. Chef's Choice by TJ Alexander was pretty fun. This book was about Luna and Jean-Pierre or some shit like that. Both trans characters, which is super cool. Heroine gets fired from her job at the beginning of the book. She ends up getting kind of propositioned sort of randomly sort of by coincidence by this guy who, to fulfill trust, I guess, like the details of the trust that he wants to inherit, he needs to like enter into a cooking competition sort of, and he ends up enlisting Luna, and he also has to like fake date Luna, because I guess part of the stipulation is something about being in a relationship. I'm not really sure, but this book is about them like fake dating and also like going into this competition kind of thing together. It's not like a cooking show competition, they just like compete together and like, you know, want to, I guess, win so he can get his trust. And oh, she's gonna win money from this because, which is great because she doesn't have a job. It's cute. Like, it wasn't maybe the swooniest romance ever, but I did really appreciate that we had two trans main characters. I feel like there was stuff brought up, situations that I have never seen presented in romance before, even with trans characters. There were moments of this that I did find pretty sexy. Again, it's like, it wasn't a swoony romance necessarily, but it was a sexy one. So I'm glad that I read this one. This was for the Time list, and I have to say, like, just shout out to Time for like always, not always, but like for putting good, interesting stuff on this list. It's not just all the same romances that we have all read, you know? I have read fairly diversely for this list, which I appreciate. Like, very pleased. It's not often that I get lists that are interesting like this. So yeah, I liked this book. And a book that I'm like kind of very much enjoying, and I was listening to the entire time I was on my hour-long walk and while I was trimming my hedges. It's Faebound, which is the first book in the Faebound series, and this is very fun and interesting and cool, and it's not like any other romance I've ever read. So this book is about our main character that starts with a Y, and I can't remember her name, so I'm gonna look it up real quick. Yiren. Okay, so Yiren is an elf. I guess there's a lot of like infighting amongst the elven clans, and in this world there are humans, fae, and elves. Sort of. At least historically there have been. Now we think there's only elves. There's not humans and fae left around. Anyway, the elves are kind of like fighting for resources amongst themselves, and Yiren is a commander in her army. She has just been elevated to this position, but after she kind of fucks up and doesn't listen to her commander, who's like kind of the chief, I believe, of their tribe, she ends up getting exiled. And so she's trying to like make it on her own, figure her shit out, till she ends up getting captured by some people. As she is like exiled and kind of like trudging through this, like, I don't know if it's a forest or a desert, but like trying to make her way, her little sister and her like second in command end up following her unbeknownst to her. And when she gets captured by some people, they also get captured too. So we've got 3 people in this kind of foreign land amongst people that they don't really know or understand, I guess. I just read the synopsis to make sure I'm not spoiling anything, but they get taken to the Fae court, realizing now that Fae have not been gone for millennia, but they have been here basically this whole time, and they are kind of exiled almost because of a prophecy. Yiren finds out that a lot of the things that she thought she knew aren't really true. It's very fascinating. I feel like I've never really read romantasy or like a high fantasy book with elves in it, which I think is fun. I like that. One of my favorite things kind of in romance or romantasy specifically is like this idea of finding out something that you didn't already know, and I think this one was just done so well. It's so interesting seeing how different the elves live from the fae, like completely different customs, completely different ideas about humanity and about how society should form and about animals and things like that, that it's really interesting to see. And I'm curious to see how Yiren and her sister and her second in command like adapt to living in this place, because they're kind of stuck here indefinitely, even though everybody kind of wants to leave, and Yiren's like formulating a way to get out of here. She's stuck, and it's very good, which is nice because I feel like I hesitate to pick up the romantasy books. Like, if you look at the books that I have left for the like most anticipated Goodreads list for the year, the books that are left, they're pretty much exclusively romantasy. And part of that is that like I feel like they need to stop putting books on these lists that like second books in the series. I think that's really frustrating. But anyway, I have Bloodguard, Faebound, The Emperor and the Endless Palace, Dark and Drowning Tide, and All's Fair in Love and War left. And amongst those, only one of them is not like romantasy, I'm pretty sure. All's Fair in Love and War is a historical that I have around here somewhere. I did buy it at one point, but list should be out pretty soon. This video, I should say, should be out next month in October. I think the last book comes out like October 22nd, and I'm hoping to get that one out for October 25th, or 27th. I don't know. Doesn't matter. But I've been reading, and that's been pretty nice. I do feel more accomplished doing that. And maybe part of that is like what's bolstering my positivity and like my positive attitude, but really I think it's just like my hormones being normal again. 2 thumbs up. Not looking forward to this period though. I was eating my chicken nuggets in my car listening to some India RE and was having some really intense period cramps. So I think that's going to be greeting me in the next day or two, which isn't great, but I guess I'm grateful for my regular period. I don't know. I honestly don't know. I'm going to mosey on downstairs and start doing some organization, and I might give you a before and after. I might time lapse. Who knows? I thought that I could show you the clothes that I am kind of keeping versus getting rid of. I don't know if that's entertaining, but I just thought I would kind of run you through these because I feel like I had an easy time deciding what I wanted to keep versus what I just have no interest in keeping. And it surprised me that it wasn't really based on whether or not I think it's going to fit me in the future. There were some emotional things going on, and I'll try to explain as I show you the clothes. The stack right here, I'm cleaning this up at some point. This is the stuff that I'm keeping right here. You definitely sense a color palette going on. My summer wardrobe, I feel like I tend to gravitate towards hot pinks, light blues, and white, with a little bit of green thrown in. And then in the wintertime, I mostly stick with like neutrals, and then green, I would say, is really my pop of color. But I'm keeping a couple of different dresses that I know would be great if I did eventually, God willing, get pregnant. They're very flowy, a little bit on the big side right now. And so I think if I were pregnant, they'd probably fit pretty well. I am putting a button-up shirt in here as well that I feel like is just a little too springy, and I have other button-downs that I can wear in the fall. Another like pink stretchy dress from Target that would be good if I did happen to get pregnant. Then a couple of skirts, a mini skirt right here, a longer skirt right here. I didn't end up really wearing these this past season, so I need to evaluate next season if these are things that I want to keep in my wardrobe. I don't know what it is. I just like I forget about skirts. I pretty much only wear like a dress, or I'll wear like shorts and a t-shirt. I don't know. I feel like there's not a lot of variation in my wardrobe. Part of that's laziness, part of it's that I haven't really liked my body, I think. But these skirts are cute, and I reevaluate then whether these fit me because these are both mediums, I think. Not that it really matters what size I am, but if you were curious as to kind of like what sizing has been looking like for me lately, I historically have been, I would say, like a medium. Over the past 6 months to a year, I've been more of a large / size 10 in jeans. But before that, again, kind of like a medium / size 8 in jeans. I have no idea where I'm gonna end up when I'm done with my journey, whether I'll be like a 6 or a 4 or, you know, something like that. But I'm assuming, just kind of based on how things are going right now, I'm kind of on the borderline between medium and small, leaning more on the small side, and I think I'll probably wind up being like small, extra small. And that leads me to the things that I'm getting rid of. What's interesting to me is that a lot of the clothes I'm getting rid of are not bad clothes by any means, like not objectively ugly, but I did not feel myself in them. I feel like I picked these because I didn't like myself, if that makes sense, which feels weird. I'll try to explain. So like this dress, I picked this because when I tried it on, it did not cling anywhere. This dress was like really loose and floaty because I didn't want to show my body off. And when I look at pictures of myself in this, I don't like how I look. I did not enjoy this dress. Part of it's probably that it was just like a poorly made and fitted garment. I think I got this on sale from Target, but like I don't want to keep stuff around that like didn't make me feel good. This top was one that, again, I bought at Target, and I was like, you know, I feel like I need some like blousey things in my wardrobe, but like I don't want to show my arms, so I need to make sure that whatever I have covers my arms. I don't want to live like that. Like it's too, like life's literally too short to do that. This fits me now. It probably won't fit me soon, but I don't want to keep this around even for if I get pregnant, because this just reminds me of a time that like makes me kind of sad, frankly. It's not that I was sad about my size itself. It was just like I didn't like myself when I wore these clothes, and I don't want to keep that bad juju around no matter what my body looks like in the future. Like I'm not going back to treating myself like that, feeling like that about myself. This is a dress that doesn't have the same story as a lot of these things, but this one I've had since, I want to say I was a junior in college. It's been a fucking second since I was a junior in college, and this dress has just like seen better years. It's got little lemons on it. This is also from Target. A lot of my clothes are from Target, but I keep them a long time typically, and I don't think it's bad necessarily to have a little bit of fast fashion in your wardrobe. You wear it a lot. Anyway, getting rid of this. I wore this to a few different weddings over the past couple of years, and in the last wedding that I went to, when I wore this dress, again, I saw a picture of myself in it, and I didn't feel pretty. And this is just not something that like I would gravitate towards normally. I really like form-fitting dresses. I don't think that everything needs to be sexy all the time. I also like floaty stuff, but especially for like a formal event, a formal occasion, I like something that has a little bit more shape to it than this. This just didn't make me feel my prettiest, and I know that I would not have picked this had I, again, been like really in love with myself. And then 2 more Target things. This dress, I don't know what possessed me to buy this. It is so comfortable. It's like the floatiest like easiest thing. But again, this does like nothing for my shape. Just because I'm saying that, like you could have this dress and you could love how it makes you look. I'm not saying that there's any objectivity to any of this, but I remember bringing this to Disney and like just not feeling cute, just feeling like I wish I had brought something different to wear, which is why I'm putting more attention into what I'm bringing this time around, because I want to make sure that I actually like the things that I'm wearing and like the way I look in them. Then lastly, kind of innocuous top. This one, again, partially born out of me not really liking my body and my upper arms, partially just like having an identity crisis when it comes to what I wanted my wardrobe to be. I'm still trying to figure it out, but I don't think it's this. I think this is just reading a little too mature, especially like on me. I just remember feeling like, I mean, there's nothing wrong with being older. I don't think there's anything wrong with being older. I don't think that being older dictates what you need to wear though. And so for me, I don't know. I don't feel like this was giving like youthful, fun, flirty, like what I would like to dress like. I don't know. In my mind, and I think you'll have maybe picked up on this too. I like things that are preppy. I like things that are very classic. I like classic silhouettes, again, which is probably why I didn't love that green Abercrombie dress. I like things that are very tailored and close to the body. This just it did not really read that way. Classic, but not in a way that I liked. Classic in sort of a an old maiden way. Steal a line out of Tiffany Pollard's book. Okay, feels really good, honestly, to get these things out of my wardrobe, because every time I saw them, I was just like not in love, and so that feels good. Now we can get into this stuff, which I'm hyped about. This is all of my winter clothes, okay? And all this stuff in the bed, I should say. This is pretty much all of my spring and summer stuff. Some stuff, by nature of living in Texas, is gonna live in my closet year round, like camis, layering pieces and things like that, because it just does not get cold here. But this is like the very spring summer specific stuff that I will be putting away for the season and or parting ways with. So I'm gonna put this stuff over here. We can kind of look through this stuff together. Oh, I'm so excited. It's been a second since I've looked at my fall winter stuff. I wanted to bring it down because this will also help decide what I want to potentially purchase and or bolster my collection with. I did a really juicy haul of the stuff that I got from American Eagle. I don't really intend to get a lot of like tops and stuff. I'm gonna have to buy jeans at some point, but I was just like, that's for another day, okay? I don't care if they're not trendy. I love cardigans. These things are just everything to me. You put one of these bad boys over a cami or something and it's just like, cozy. This is like 2 or 3 sizes too big for me, even at my heaviest weight, but I love this thing. I think this is from Target, maybe? Like a large or an extra large. I love this. It's a chenille. I have this duster. I'm like on the fence as to whether or not to keep this. This is giving a little too much 2016 to me, like a little bit too specific. When you wear it with the right top under it, it just makes you look like so, I don't know, statuesque? I don't know. May or may not keep this. This top is one of the most expensive shirts that I own. This is from Faebound. I love this. I love the detail on it. It has like this really fun collar that I find really pretty. It's got these little buttons. It's a little on the sheer side, but like that doesn't bother me too much. Just wear a nude bra under it. I didn't wear this at all last season because it was a little bit too small, but I think it'll fit me nice this year. This is in a small. Fairdy's credit. Their stuff is like high quality. I'm pretty sure this is 100% cotton. It feels really nice. It's really pretty. I want to wear this and like find some stuff to pair this with. I just remember like getting ads for this and like just wanting this so badly. We were on like a family vacation to the beach a couple of years ago and they happened to have a Faherty store there. I saw it and I was like, Dad, please. This shirt has a story and a history and I love her. I'm gonna get rid of this. This is a bodysuit from Abercrombie, but it's like, no, it's this like horrible neoprene material. I'm picky about the seamless material things that I wear. This just like I didn't like the way it laid. It was like the body was too tight, but the arms were too loose. So I think we can part ways with her. Oh, I love this shirt. Okay, this is a Lululemon long sleeve. I don't know what shirt this is, but it looks just so nice on the body. Just like a nice basic white long sleeve. It could be worn casually. It could be worn with jeans. Love her. This is another one that I'm like, is this chuggy? A little bit, yes. It's so comfortable and I don't care. Do you know what a Barefoot Dreams blanket is? Because that's basically what this is made out of. This is a part of the CM Covington, aka Christian Girl Autumn collection with Pink Lily. Again, not trendy or cool, I don't think. I don't care though. I'm keeping her. I don't know if I'll ever get rid of her. Even if I just use this as like a robe alternative, like I can't part ways with her. And then we get into my collection of t-shirts, which is really unexciting, but we've got this tan colored one, probably not my best color, but I do wear her a lot. Long sleeve that I got from Uniqlo when Hayden and I went to Disney. I didn't try on when I was there, was too small. Now I think will fit. It's like a little mock neck. Ooh, do I want to keep both? I don't feel like I don't need both of these shirts. This is kind of a shameful purchase. I was having a crisis last year again. Didn't know what to buy wardrobe wise. Not all of my clothes fit. I just wanted to add to my collection and I had a really demoralizing day in the Target fitting room, okay? So I decided I was gonna get this brown cardigan and she's fine. The tag's still on. I never wore this and I just like don't know if I need to continue to like keep a shitload of cardigans in my collection if I don't think they're like that cool, you know what I mean? Like admittedly, I think that they're kind of timeless, kind kind of. But I kind of like prefer the more shrunken style, which we have right here. I have a couple of these actually. I've got this like kind of nude colored one. I have a cream one in my closet. This is kind of more what I'm into now, showing the body a little bit, showing a breast or two. I prefer the style, so I'm gonna try to decide if I want to keep this one or not. I feel like I probably shouldn't. This black shirt that I've had forever, I don't even think was originally mine. I think my mom gave this to me. Black v-neck. Some of the like t-shirty things I'm looking at, I'm like, had this for years, and that's not a bad thing. I love keeping clothes for a long time. Technically a classic, but I also feel like it's a little outdated, and I feel like I could update my basics collection a little bit to like elevate it, maybe more exciting things. And like up close, this is like pretty, I don't want to say tattered, but like very pilled, just like has seen a lot of use. So I don't know, I might upgrade things eventually. This is also from Lululemon. It's got kind of like a cinched waist. I didn't wear this a ton last season, but I do really like it. It feels really nice. This is the identical version to the white long sleeve from Lulu. I mean, they're both from Lulu. I love this. So comfy and great in like an athleisure context or a little dressed up. Annoyingly high quality. I'm so hyped for this. I cannot express. What size is this? Okay. So maybe this, no, because this did not fit me last season. This is a medium from Abercrombie. This is a plaid. I don't know what material this is. It feels like wool. Like it is a high quality piece. I love this skirt so much, and I only got to wear it like once or twice. Didn't get to wear it all last fall because it didn't fit me. I think it's gonna fit me right now, and I am so excited. I love little plaid skirts. I love, in general, I just, again, have not felt body confident enough to wear skirts. She's gonna be worn so much. I'm so excited. Also, no buy update. I was this close to buying an on sale airy plaid skirt for my upcoming trip, and I'm probably gonna do it. My no buy's over. I'm gonna be honest with you. That might happen because I have the perfect little outfit planned. Anyway, a top that didn't fit me when I bought it, and I just kept it for what reason, I don't know. Why are there holes in this? Okay, that's probably a cat, so that's fun. This is a, I don't know if this is actually silk or just like faux silk. Let's see. Oh, it's 100% polyester. Just like a satin shirt. I don't know what I was thinking. I think that I was on the Banana Republic website and I was like, I want to be a sophisticated woman. Someone was wearing this. It looked good on them. And then I got it home and I was like, I have no idea how to style this. So if I can style this in a way that I like, we'll see. I don't know. I feel like this might be a little more in the direction of like preppy that is workwear, and I just don't think that that is really me. I think I go in two directions at this point. It's like the kind of dark academia side of things, hello skirt, and then the sort of like preppy rugby style southern bright colors preppy vibe. I think this is maybe, you know what, I think I'm gonna part ways with this. A dress, another last minute Target purchase where I was like, okay, I need something to wear to this because nothing fits me. And this dress didn't even fit me. Now this dress won't fit me because it's gonna be too big for me. So you know what? Goodbye. Goodbye dress. Cardigan that I've had literally, why are so many fucking cardigans? I need to really trim down my cardigan collection. This I remember getting on a work trip to San Francisco because it was fucking cold and I didn't realize how cold it would be there. That was my first ever job. This cardigan has like just a really nice shape to it, which I don't think you're really seeing on camera, but it like kind of cinches in the waist. Love the color. I think she's fun. This one I think is probably a keep. Like I can't part ways with her yet. One day I'll be cooler. I don't know. I look at her and I'm like, I don't know if I can part ways with you because we've seen so much of the world together. I've had this, I don't know if it's since high school or like the first year of college. I have a picture of myself in this, or my hair's really short. I have had this at least since my junior year of college, yes. I can't decide if it wants to be fitted or not. It's this just like really soft turtleneck Target. And I think I actually am gonna part ways with this. We've had a good run. We really have, but I think I can find a more modern cut turtleneck that I like a little bit better. Goodbye, sweet friend. This cardigan that I spent way too much money on. This was a first big girl job purchase, and I think I spent like $70 on this. I was like, who am I? This is too much, but I was just like enamored with it. Another like long duster cardigan. It's like, do I keep this in hopes that these come back around eventually? I don't know. Again, I feel like this is even less cool than like the oversized cardigan. I don't know, this is just like, it's soft though, and it is high quality, so I'll keep it for now. It might go back in the bucket and like not brought out for the season, but we'll see. It's finally time to part ways with this as well. This is another Abercrombie, I don't remember what they called this, soft AF line from top. This is a couple sizes too big, and it always has been, and just got these weird tie sleeves that always like were kind of a sensory nightmare for me. Same with this. This is a soft AF wrap bodysuit. I don't like bodysuits, I think I'm finding. I don't want to have a snap of the crotch like a baby. It's just not for me. This also gives me like flashbacks to when I hated myself, so no thank you, goodbye. I have so many like weird, okay. This is a really soft American Eagle black v-neck t-shirt. I already have a black v-neck t-shirt in there that I like more though. This just like doesn't do anything for me body wise, so I think I'm gonna part ways with her. Oh, this bitch. If you've been subscribed to me for about a year, I bought this from Marshall's on a whim. This got so much screen time, I can't even begin to tell you. I don't even like it that much, but like, it was just easy. It was thin. Not super thin, but it has like really big holes. It's like a not a very tight weave. Just a little cropped. She's fine. I don't think I'm gonna keep her forever, realistically. Like once I start kind of slowly redoing my wardrobe and updating certain pieces, like she might go, but she is reliable. You know, I'll give her that. This top, oh, I like this. I really do. This is an off-the-shoulder top, another collaboration with Miss Christian Girl Autumn and Pink Lily. My favorite dress of all time. A few different pictures in this dress, but my first Goodreads profile pictures was in this. I took self-timer pictures in this in a field of flowers, and I just love this. This is, I think, from H&M. The material is shit. It's polyester, but like so pretty. I just hold on to her. And then I'm going to hang up my fall stuff. I think I also might peruse my drawers and see like what I should put up. I'll probably keep like my shorts and stuff out because it's hot outside. Okay, we're gonna keep some shorts out for now. Wow, I'm like not keeping that much though. Well, I am, but like I don't know. To see this not be completely full. 2 thumbs up. Gotta hang this stuff up. Okay, closet is in much better condition. Not perfect. I still need to clean that stuff up. We've been having problems with ants for some reason, and I don't know why, because we don't have food in here, obviously, or like any reason why ants would be in here, but Hayden was spraying and he had to move my boots, so I need to figure that out. I also need to bring down some of my purses that I moved for whenever we were doing the bathroom renovation. That section of my closet is just looking a little bit rough. This is my part of the closet, if you're new here. I have 2 sections right here. Also, it's not fully my section because this is like laundry, but sweatshirts, loungewear, go over here. This is seasonless, if you will. Like this is always here. I did cull some of it. I just didn't need quite as much as I had, and I'm really trying to rely less on cozies this year and again go outside my comfort zone and wear real clothes. So I just pushed myself to get rid of some of the stuff that I don't wear as often anyway. So I got rid of, I would say, like 3 sweatshirts. I culled this me recently. Whenever I was bringing down my spring and summer clothes, so I didn't need to go crazy, but there were a couple of things I knew I could probably part ways with. And then this is all of my fall winter stuff, and looking at it, it is very neutral. This is so boring. Just looking at it, I'm like not inspired by looking at this part of my closet, and it's not that I want to expand my color palette necessarily, but I want more color in my closet, like more blues, more greens, that sort of thing. All of the color that I have, I got this year, which is this stuff right here that I got from Aerie, and I'm glad that I did. Like I love these pieces. I think they're so fun. I'm excited to like incorporate them into outfits and things like that. But yeah, it just gives me some jumping off points. I also kind of wonder if I want to bring in maybe some like red for the season. Red is one of my best colors and it looks good on me and I love it. It feels very bold, but it also feels a little limiting, right? I feel like one of the great things about black is that with black clothing, you can't necessarily tell how like nice or expensive the piece is. And also if you wear that piece a lot, I feel like it just kind of blends into the background. People don't notice, but do I want to be that person anymore? I don't think so. Like I don't want to just blend into the background. I want to be someone who is bold. Not that wearing black clothing means you blend into the background. I just think that was like my tactic for a lot of years, especially in a corporate context, but also why do I have so much black clothing? I never wear it. I literally never wear it because I have white cats. So it's just a little stupid for me to continue to have like really dark clothing when I could be bringing more fun stuff in. So yeah, it was good to visualize this because I didn't know how little color I had for the fall season. I feel like in the past maybe I've had more and I've just gotten rid of stuff. I'm ready to bring in some more color for sure. So that's probably what I will be doing. Other things that I'm thinking about for my wardrobe, I want a couple of pairs of like trendy sneakers. Sneakers that like I enjoy, right? But like that are a little bit more on trend, I guess. Like the dad kind of sneakers my sister has. I don't know, my sister keeps me young and like keeps me knowing what is cool, I guess, with the kids. I'm getting some of the New Balance 530s again, like once my no buy is over. I kind of really like the look of the Adidas like gazelles or whatever. I don't think I'm gonna do that because I like comfort in a tennis shoe and those don't seem comfy, but we'll figure it out. I'm trying to think of like fun ways to elevate my wardrobe, make it a little bit more exciting for me without spending a ton of money. I don't want to like completely revamp everything, but bringing in some pieces that I think are gonna like serve me well into the future and that will freshen things up, liven things up, I think is what I'm looking to do once my no buy is over. Once my no buy is over, I will be closer to my goal weight anyway, so I won't have to like completely rethink sizing on things. Oh, okay, I just stepped on a hairbrush. Why is that on the ground? That's it for my closet reorganization. I think what I'm gonna do now is eat some fucking fajitas
Hayden's cooking us some fajitas, and then I'm going to finish faebound tonight. I'll let you know my final thoughts and feelings, wrap the vlog up, do all the things.
Friends, happy Monday. I wanted to pop in and tell you my final thoughts and feelings on faebound, like I said that I would. I am so torn on this book because on the one hand, I absolutely love the world and the magic of everything in this book. I don't know, there was so much that I enjoyed. I also kind of enjoyed the sibling relationship and other relationships that were forming. My problem was like the main romance was just so not it for me. Technically, I guess you could say there's two romances because there's two sisters who have, you know, their own separate romances, but like neither of them I thought were executed very well, especially the older sister, like the main character of the book. I just feel like it came out of nowhere. Like I know it was supposed to be sort of like an enemies to lovers thing, but I feel like it should have been drawn out for longer. And I feel like whenever they started getting freaky, I was like, oh, okay. Oh, okay. Like, I didn't know that we were going there because y'all haven't liked each other this entire book. So it just didn't really feel deserved or like well earned to me, which is so frustrating because, again, like, I loved this world. I loved the fantasy. I loved the elves and the fae. And, like, yeah, there was so much here to love, but, like, the romance sucked. And I think this is peddled as a romantasy. I don't actually know that. Like, it was on a list as a romantasy book, but I don't know if the author's marketing it that way or if she's just marketing it as a fantasy with a romance. And in which case, it's like, there was also, I just feel like there was a lot of emphasis on the romance. So I feel like this is a romantasy. It's just like the romance wasn't good, so I don't know. That kind of sucks, but it is what it is. I read a decent amount this week, even though I didn't talk to you a ton about all of them, but I'm glad that I did. And I'm ready to read more next week with you. But thanks for sticking around for the whole vlog if you did. Yeah, it was just fun sharing things with you, sharing my macros, what I eat a day, all the things. So next week, what do we have to look forward to? And by next week, I mean like the week that I'm currently experiencing right now. I think I'm gonna decorate for fall. I think I'm gonna get some fall decor out. Maybe decorate for Halloween at the same time. I mean, like we're getting into like late September, so I feel like that makes sense. But anyway, love y'all so much, and I'll see you in the next one.